I want to welcome you back into the Locked On Red Sox podcast, and thank you so much for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. I'm your host, Massachusetts Pirates team insider Jake Ignaszewski, and I'm back here at Polar Park as Michael Wacha had his first rehab outing after injuring his right shoulder with some inflammation just around a month or so ago. And this is a much needed time for the Red Sox to get some starting pitching depth back, with some of these injuries starting to pile up and ultimately hurting them on the major league roster. But luckily, Wacha was able to throw 63 pitches, allowing no hits, going 4 2/3 innings and striking out 8. He looked very good on the mound, and myself and a few other media members had the opportunity to speak with him after this outing and learn a little bit about what are the next steps after this rehab outing for getting him back to the Red Sox roster, and also how he felt in this no-hit performance.
You are Locked On Red Sox, your daily Boston Red Sox podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Before we get into the Michael Wacha interview, I just want to take a second to talk to you about Blue Nile, which is the #1 spot if you want to find any fine jewelry, whether it's for an engagement or just a special moment. Blue Nile has simple tools that will help you choose the diamond shape, size, and clarity, as well as setting style. And their bench jewelers will even help you handcraft your perfect piece of jewelry or your engagement ring, so every single piece is one of a kind. And they also do a great job of giving you any help that you have if you have trouble choosing. They have 24/7 jewelry experts on hand, available phone or chat, to help you find a memorable gift at every budget. So make your moment sparkle with jewelry from BlueNile.com. And going on now is Blue Nile's anniversary sale. So save up to 40% on classic fine jewelry pieces and 25% on engagement ring settings. Plus, every order is insured shipped free and arrives in discreet packaging so that it won't give away what's inside. Shop stress-free and find your forever piece. Go to BlueNile.com today. Now let's get into my conversation with Michael Wacha.
Reflecting on your outing, is there anything that you're looking to work on before your next start?
Yeah, continue to kind of refine and sharpen up some of those off-speed pitches, and some of those fastball command. Kind of fell behind on some of those early on. Just got to get a little bit better release point on some of those heaters, and kind of get them where I'll go. But yep, always working, always trying to get better in between starts, and that'll kind of be the focus on my side this week.
I heard in an interview that you were very anxious to get back on the field. So especially when you did step back on that field, what was the emotion?
Yeah, no, it was great to be back underneath the lights. My only other live pitching is come at, kind of 11 a.m.s or 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Still wiping the eyes, getting ready for these starts. But it was great getting back underneath the lights and competing in a game, and just kind of getting after it. But looking forward to the next one.
Was it something were you trying to, all right, I want to throw a certain amount of fastballs, curveballs, changeups, and so forth to make sure you had a feel for all of them, or was it just battle the hitters as they were there?
Right, there was no hey, I want to get this number in there type of deal. It was just trying to pitch my game, and I kind of sat down with Oso before the game and was going over how I kind of like to pitch guys, and kind of my repertoire on where I want the ball and where I would like you to set up and type stuff. And so, I didn't really shake too much with him back there, and was just trying to get ahead of guys and then put them away afterwards. So, it's kind of the mindset.
Back there, out there for the fifth, just to kind of stretch it out a little bit, or what was your reasoning behind at that point having pitched as well as you did for 4?
Yeah, the plan was to go 4 or 5, try to get to around 65, 70 pitches, and I think I got to 4 2/3 and right around that 65 number. So, with some of those long innings with our guys just mashing the ball out there and Had to sit in there for a little extended time because our hitters were, putting on a show. It was a good test for myself to kind of cool off and then have to kind of amp it back up and go out there for another inning. So, I think it was a good test.
You feel ready to go back to Boston at this point, as well as
Yeah, for sure.
What's it been like for you kind of on the outside looking in, of late?
With the big club? Yeah. No, it's I hate not being able to be out there and compete with those guys. It's we've had a little tough stretch there for a little bit. Month of July really wasn't our month, but we got a couple months for us to be able to turn it on and make a little push of this thing. And we're right in striking distance, grab one of those wild card spots, and we know it's just up to us to kind of play good ball, pitch the ball well, play good defense, and have some timely hitting, and we should be all right.
You eager to be part of that?
Yeah, ready to be back there for sure.
This was your first time, hopefully last time at Polar Park, but what do you have to say about this facility and these fans?
Yeah, it's an unbelievable facility. I've heard a lot of high praise about it from guys that were getting called up or guys that have been here and experienced it. And, I was asking a lot of questions, figure out, kind of what to expect. And so it definitely lived up to the hype. It's an amazing facility. The fans are great here. They're engaged and into it, and they come and support their club. And so it's a really, really cool atmosphere. You don't get that a lot of places. And so it's these Red Sox fans, they're doing it right.
You got a flight in the morning?
I just drove down here.
No, I mean for Kansas City.
I'm not sure what the next steps are. So I think I'll go back to Boston and kind of get the treatment that I need to get done for my bullpen coming up in a few days. So we'll be in touch, I guess, on what's next.
I hope you guys did enjoy hearing a little bit of an update on how Michael Wacha is recovering from his injury and also how he felt in his rehab start in Worcester. But before we end this episode of the Locked On Red Sox podcast, I want to take a second to talk to you about Bet Online, which is the fastest and easiest way to check in all your betting needs. So find your favorite sports and events at the #1 online source for odds, lines, and games. Find reviews and news for every league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline is your continued source to be the top online resource for sports wagering information, from live in-game betting, scores, and podcasts. They have you covered. Head over to BetOnline today or use your mobile device to learn more about the action happening today. BetOnline, where the game starts.
But we greatly appreciate everybody tuning in to a Locked On Red Sox podcast and for making Locked On Red Sox your first listen of every single day. Now make your second listen Locked On MLB. Paul Francis Sullivan, please call him Sully, gives you passion, humor, and his unique perspective on all of the major leagues. Go and follow the daily league-wide podcast, Locked On MLB. It's available on every audio platform as well as on YouTube. But we greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to follow Locked On Red Sox on Twitter. It's LO_Red Sox. Also follow myself. It's at Jake Iggy, and also my co-host Lauren. It's three laws, Lauren with 4 R's. But if you have not yet, make sure to subscribe to Locked On Red Sox on YouTube or every audio platform you're listening to, because we not only talk about the Red Sox, but we're updating you about the WooSox as well, and making sure that you are as updated and knowledgeable of a Red Sox fan that you can be. But greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. And as always, we hope that you have a great rest of your day. We'll end it how we always end it. Let's go Sox.